All right, welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack. This is where we prove we are stronger together, that if each one would just reach one, we can all grow and glow. And today is just another beautiful day that we're going to be on the stage and have a wonderful guest and a deep conversation on. And this topic today is bridging the gap. So we're talking about the gap between those old heads, as a lot of people say now, the seniors, and then some of our younger men. And this is an opportunity to be able to discuss some of the things, some of the concerns, and at the same time get a perspective that's not from the older generation perspective, just on the younger side. So that's a little bit what the show's going to be about. But not going to mess with y'all. We're going to start get my man back up here real quick, and once I get him up here, then we'll talk a little bit more. So let's see if we can get my man on the stage. My brother Walt Talk, what's up, man? How you doing?
My man, what's happening?
Oh man, it's another beautiful day out here. We
Yes,
are
sir.
chilling and relaxing and doing our thing. And let me change this background real quick because we know it's pretty good. I'm not gonna mess with it. I
Okay.
think that's pretty good. But is you doing okay?
I'm good. I'm well. All is well. All is
Well,
well.
it's good. It's good to have you here. Always on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. You know,
Thank you, sir.
you're not even you're part of the show, so it's not even like you're a guest anymore. You know how that person comes to your house more than once. They know how to get the
Pretty
you ain't a
soon I
guest
won't have
anymore.
to ask permission to go in the refrigerator, man.
That's
So,
right. That's right. Yeah.
and we'll be expected to bring groceries when I come.
Yes, sir. Yes,
There you
sir.
go, my
So, what's
man.
the rule on that? So, let's talk about that. What's the rule
hmm
on that? How many times before a person is not considered a guest in the
I
house?
think, man, with me, it's just like we just know. You just know.
Right.
It's almost like if you have to ask, it's not time yet.
Mm,
But when you get to the point where you don't have to ask, or you feel more uncomfortable asking than just doing it,
right.
that's when you have action right there. That's my opinion. So, and
Now,
some people you never make it to that point. How about that?
that's true, and
Yeah,
that's why I was saying. Is there a
yeah,
magic number
yeah.
that we pick for a person? Like, hey, uh, one time you have the whole house, or
Mm. It's just like if
is
you
it? It
know,
does
you
it take?
know. It's just like you just know. It just
Right.
happens. It's a magical thing. That moment, it's like, man, if you don't go in there and get your own damn plate, get your own drink,
No, I
baby,
understand that.
baby, do not fix that guy a drink, man. Go get your own damn drink.
Look, not only
Yeah,
do I understand that, I respect that because
there
that's
you
about
go.
how it works right there.
That's how it is. That's when I know I'm good. Yeah.
So I know we had our show. We had a wonderful time on the show Wednesday,
Yes.
but Friday received some very troubling news, and it
Man.
was very disturbing. And it took me a while to process it, only because of the fact that we had on the show last Sunday we had Cindy Lifestyle and More,
Yes.
and she had her
Yes.
husband on the stage, Greg, with
Great.
her,
Yes.
and then to hear Sunday that he had passed away, and
Yeah.
that was very troubling news. So I did put a little short together, and I just want to show that before we kick off and
Yes.
keep moving with the show.
Great.
Um, so let's put that up on the stage,
Yes.
and just it's very short.
If I
All right. All right, man. Yeah. So it was just something small as a tribute to him. Just in a short time,
Yes.
Greg Moore, short time of getting to know him and knowing their channel and knowing that person and talking live with them on their channel and then being live on this channel. It's just hard to believe,
Man.
really hard to
Yeah.
believe. And we know that no man knows the hour. So,
Yes.
and we should always be ready. But it's
Yes.
just, it doesn't make it any different.
Man, I tell you what, man. When you,
Okay,
my
sorry.
mind was blown when you told me that. I didn't know. You said you're not going to believe this one. That was the last thing on my
Mm,
mind. So yeah, may he rest in peace, man. May Cindy, may his memories sustain her and give her peace in the valley, man. Because
right.
we all got to go. But gee, man, you just talked to a guy within what 5 days?
Yeah, Ben, like I
Yeah,
say,
you
He was on
laughing
the
and
show
joking.
last
Yeah,
Sunday.
you laughing and joking 5 days ago, and next thing you know, I mean, that's just all we have is right now. So wherever my feet are, that's where I try to stay present in that moment because
Right.
that's the only thing you have is the right now.
Nah,
So
you're
that's
right.
that's a, that's
You're
a
absolutely
lesson.
right.
That's a lesson for all of us. Yeah. So
So I'm super
yeah.
happy, not for, of course, that situation, but the
Oh,
fact that
absolutely.
my my family was in a lot of my family, my mom, my aunts, cousins, and all was just in Jamaica, celebrating my cousin's high school graduation, the one that's going to St. John. So
Okay. Oh
remember
wow.
we had her
Okay.
on the show. So they
St.
just
John's.
went.
Huh? Okay. Yeah, that's right.
They just went to Jamaica to celebrate that, and they just got
Hmm.
back. So I'm seeing that they're in the chat. So I just want to say
Hey.
welcome back and thank you for even coming back and jumping up on the show here. So,
And
but we're going to kick this show off. We got some amazing guests that's going to be hanging out with us today. So hopefully we can get them on the stage and we can go ahead and rock out the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. But
yes.
still want to say, condolences to Cindy
Yes.
Moore and her family for the loss of her husband and her best friend, as she said multiple
Yeah.
times on the show,
Yes.
Greg Moore. So yeah. So, but that's bringing our guests up on the stage, and you know how they go. Let's get them up here.
Yes.
All right, what's up? What's up? All the way from Tennessee State University, we got some of these. One is a player and one's a coach. I know that one guy, that Will Jr. guy,
Yes, sir.
but and who's this other guy we got with us? Is that James Green?
Do I get an introduction? I got to introduce myself.
You gotta introduce yourself, right? This ain't the game. This ain't he want an introduction. look, y'all won the championship last year.
Hold on.
Look,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wait. I think it's jersey number 1. Number 1 in your heart.
Allow me to introduce to some and present to others.
That's it.
The man's threatening ladies' pet, internationally known, nationally recognized, and locally accepted amongst his peers, Mr. James Green.
There you go. All right. Yeah.
All right.
My name's James Green. I went to Tennessee State University. I played football with Coach Will as my strength coach. Just a Florida boy, all the way from Orlando, Florida, man. That's about it.
Okay. All right. Well, look, welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show, James Green, and I appreciate you being here. And we're going to do a little deep dive, some bridging the gap. Now, I played a little football in my life, just a little bit. So don't try to blow no smoke at me, man.
I ain't gonna do that,
I know. Okay. All right. And if I see, go ahead, Walt.
What position did you play, James? Let's get that out the way now.
You still playing? You still playing?
What position
right?
are you playing?
Linebacker. I'm done playing. I hung the cleats up.
Yeah, he said
he
he stopped. Okay, so
okay.
I just want the world to know we got a fullback and a linebacker, and you know how this is going to go already. So this is
know what's up.
It's a battle of wheels right here, buddy. I mean, this is the 22 dive. I'm coming your way. No, you're not. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just needed to get that out the way for context. So bring it on, Jack. What you got?
Look, I appreciate that. Look, like I told him, I played a little bit. I wasn't that good at this thing, but I played a little bit. And it's been a long time ago, so the game has changed a little bit too. So, linebackers, I've only made a couple of them. I made one a Hall of Famer. He'll tell you a story one day. But it's good to have you on the show. And I know we had Mr. Smith, but I don't see him up there. So once he come back in picture, I'll put him back up on the stage. But James, thank you for being on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show.
Yes,
we try to get the times where we put the men and get men up on the stage, and we just try to figure out some of the things that men face, some of the issues men face, the concerns that men have. But then we had this show, but we had everybody on the show was over 50. So there's like, are we really hitting what men are facing when everybody's over 50? So I said, we're going to do this thing again. And I got to go and find me some people that's under 50 so that we can get a better perspective on it. So I want to thank Coach Will for bringing you. And then we got one more that's going to bring on the stage. So let's get him up here. What's up, sir? How you doing?
How y'all doing?
All right,
well,
sir.
Doing well. And now, you need an introduction too? You want us to call you out the locker room? How we gonna roll with this thing?
How y'all good? My name is Ontario Smith too. I graduated from Tennessee State. I played quarterback there, and Coach Will was my conditioning coach as well.
Okay, all right. So look, I got much respect for the quarterback. Nothing against the linebacker, but I got much respect for the quarterback. Yeah. As long, look, I played a little bit of ball, and I played fullback. So, I had to work hard to keep that person safe. You did say quarterback, right? With a Q.
Yes, sir. Quarterback.
Okay, I'll make sure you sneak in cornerback, and then I gotta, go through that. But no. So how we're gonna do this thing is, and we're live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We'll cut this up and put it on Instagram and TikTok once the show is over. But I'm gonna throw different things out there, different topics, and I just really, really want your opinion on it. I mean, I want you to throw your perspective out there and what you think, and you could be real, be as real. I mean, like I say, it's a family friendly show. So my mom be in the chat, my aunt's in the chat, my kids on the stage. So don't don't throw too much at us, but at the same time, be real and be truthful about what's going on, because the people that's watching this, I believe, is going to happen. The show is called the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. So I'm gonna be stronger based off of what you're saying, and you hopefully you'll get stronger off of some of the things we talk about, and that's what the show's all about. So, any questions or concerns as we go forth right now? No, all right. So that's good. Right. That's what's up. We'll say again.
So let's do it.
Let's do it.
Guys, fearless, man. That's what's happening.
So look, and all of it, like I say, if y'all already graduated, have already been through school, or didn't graduate and went through school, I mean, like I say, you know what it was like and still like. So is anyone in this group under 30 years old?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be the difference. Anyone over 50 years old? There we go. So we got one over 50. We got one anybody at 29 to 35.
I'm 29.
There you go. So I know that. And everybody else is under 29, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
We'll
get How old are you, Big Jack? Where do you fall?
54. I fall in 54.
You didn't raise your hand, man. I'm just.
I didn't say my numbers either. But,
you said over 50. I mean, that's when your hand goes up. That's when your hand goes up. I mean, you're trying to leave me out there by myself, man. I see you trying to throw me under the bus.
Look. I was almost trying not to be there. So I
know, but isn't it a blessing to be there, bro? Old is the goal, man.
I would say to my so I see you said James' mama in the chat. So you got your mama in the chat. So watch out.
There we go.
Hey, my mom found out a lot about me from this show. So
yeah.
So I didn't know that. Like, ooh, yeah. Okay.
Get your apologies ready now, James. You probably gonna need them, bro.
I already sent my text.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. But like I say, we ain't trying to put you on the spot. We're not trying to embarrass and throw something out there. That it's just more trying to learn about some of the things that men face, young men and older men, so that we can touch on it. As we started the show today, and if you would have saw it, we just did a tribute to a guy who was just on the show. He was on the show last Sunday, and then I got a email Friday saying he passed away. So just as easy as we had him on the show, don't nobody be afraid. That like, oh, wait a minute, let me get off the show now. But you just don't know. And he wasn't sick when he was on the show. It just happened, and here we are. So, but one of the things I put up, you can see it good. I don't know if y'all can see it across the bottom of the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so lessons learned versus lessons being taught. And that's one more for the older. So Walt, the things that we have learned in our lifetime that we wish somebody would have told us when we were younger. And then is there anything that you as a young man have someone is telling you that you're being taught that lesson and you're glad that someone's sharing that information with you?
Well,
So I'll let you go. I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
I'm going to go better than that.
Mm.
There's lessons, the things people told me that I now know that I didn't believe, or I knew, but I didn't believe that it concerned me then. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And basically, it's just got to live every day, man, like it's your last. You have to enjoy life. You got a limited number of days. You don't want to have any regrets. And what you think is serious is not that serious. And who you think is paying attention to you is not really paying attention to you. Nobody cares and nobody's coming to save you. So in my day, in our day, guys, we didn't have likes and shares and thumbs up and views and all that kind of stuff. So basically, you really didn't get caught up in, you had peer pressure, but not like you guys are going through it today, you know. And you guys even times 10 because you live in your lives you live your football lives particularly out in the public. You live them on stage, so to speak. But the one thing I will say that has stayed consistent is, man, you got to stand on your principles. You have to, no matter what. You can be you don't have to be so rigid that you don't bend, that you're unable to bend, that you'll break if you bend, but you got to stand on your principles. And as you get older, sometimes they may change. And the difference between this, what my old man used to tell me, there's a difference between truth and facts, because the truth is subjective to where you are in your life at the time. And those things, he told me that, but it took life lessons, getting kicked around and smacked around and beat up and some losses to figure that one out, you know, to see it, to really experience it. So that's all I have for you, man. That's it for me, Bill.
No, that's good word. Any one of you gentlemen want to drop something in there from the lessons being taught or even lessons learned? Because I know being a college student from high school to college, and then once you got out of school, it was a lot of lessons learned. And if you was talking to someone in high school right now, how would you point it out to them, or what would you say to them? And I'll go with I'm gonna go with James first, and then we'll move around. Go ahead.
I guess I'll keep it, based about football. I know growing through college, I was always told whatever you put in the game is what you're gonna get out. And it was a lot of humbling moments I went through while I played football. There was moments where I put in the work and I did what I was supposed to do, and there was moments where I didn't. So those moments I didn't, I had to learn, like, look, this happened because, I didn't take the time. I didn't go to film. I didn't recover. I didn't put in extra work. This is the result I got. So if I was talking to someone in high school, it'd definitely be, look, especially someone who playing ball, like, look, if you want to play college, if this is what you want to do, if you want to go to the league, you got to put in the work. Because if you don't put in the work, the game going to find a way to come get you and humble you. So, yeah.
No, that's good stuff. No, that really is good stuff. Mr. Smith, and look, I'm having a hard time on the first name. So what did they call you?
Ontarius, right?
Huh?
My real name is Ontarius, but my nickname is Keys.
Keys. Okay, all right. So I'll get Ontarius, but Keys. Okay. So Keys, you got anything you want to drop on that?
Like James said, I didn't start at Tennessee State. I transferred there, but I think my college career of football, Tennessee State was the most humbling school I've been to football wise. When I transferred there, I was ineligible, NCAA ineligible. So James last year was my first year at TSU.
Okay.
There was a lot of ups and downs there, but it helped me grow as a man. And the thing I could tell my younger self or kids in high school is make sure, if you're going to meetings or if you're meeting with someone or anything of that nature, even professors, document everything. make sure, you know, get there 15, 30 minutes earlier, stuff like that. Just because those little things like that take you far. Like James said, film study, treatment, all those things. You might not look at it as that serious, but when the guy in front of you is beating you there, you're there at 5 a.m., he's there at 4:30. That's a big difference now, you know. So little things like that it matters a lot.
No, and that's a very good point. So I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. That makes a lot of sense. And what about you, Coach Jackson?
I always say ask for help. Like, there's a lot of people out there who, like, y'all been there, y'all played football, and there's a lot of guys in my field same way. Like, I'm always asking for help. I think these younger guys think they already know, and they see it on Instagram and things like that. But it's still a lot behind the noise and a lot behind what you see that you're missing. And that's the biggest point. It's like they just think, I already got it figured out. I don't need any help. I think I can maneuver through this. But ask the guys that's been there. Like, they're giving you little gems and hints to help you move forward. And that's what, not even with football, that's anything in life. Like, if you want to be whatever your next job wants to be, go ask those people that are in that field for help. And then the people around that industry or whatever you maybe want to get into, ask those people for help.
No, and that is good. And sometimes, well, as men, do we find it too hard to ask for help? I mean, I'm just saying, that's any one of y'all. Is it like not a man thing to ask for help? Like, you know, you should already know this. Why are you asking for help?
But you know what's so ironic about that? You know what's so ironic about men not being able to ask for help? And, you know, especially in our day, you know, people looked at it as weak. But really, the strongest person is the person that can face their fears and ask for help. I mean, that's a sign of true strength. You know, a weak person will kind of live the lie, put up the facade, and suffer all the while. So, hey, man, there's no shame in that. I mean, you know, it's just like the tough guy, in my opinion, is tough enough to understand and face his fears. That's what courage is, you know. It's not the absence of fears, being able to face it, you know, and ask for help. And it's okay to say you don't know, because surprisingly, and you guys, I'm sure, experience this in your meetings, especially in your team meetings, right, Coach? You know, everybody's sitting there like they know everything, and then somebody asks the stupid question, and all of a sudden you got 10 stupid questions right behind it because nobody knew what the heck was going on, but everybody was afraid to say it, you know. And that's like the Monday morning staff meeting that we always talk about, Jack. You know, metaphorically speaking, you know. So
No, and that's a very good point. Have y'all ever experienced that where you was maybe afraid to ask that question, or ask, you know, you didn't know, but you didn't want anybody to know you didn't know? So it's like, I'm gonna just fake it till I make it. Have you been through that?
Oh, absolutely. I think every man has, because I mean, I feel like when men, especially, you know, growing up and maturing and learning different things, a lot of us got a lot of pride, a lot of ego, you know what I'm saying? And I think that kind of gets in the way of, you know, the tough guy, you know, being able to humbly sit back and be like, look, you know, I need help. Let me go reach out. Let me go lean on my mom, lean on my parents, lean on somebody to get the proper help. But I think in today's society, especially around my age, a lot of men, we got a lot of egos, a lot of pride. You know, social media kind of ruined a lot of things. So it's hard for men to speak up and go reach out for help because they worried about what the next person is going to say or how it's going to look to this person. So I agree with Walk Talks, man. Like, if you can sit back and be like, you know, I need help. Like, I think you the tough guy in my books too.
No, that's very good point. I mean, because we don't, right now we can Google it. You should Google it, and it's like using all these, like, say, social media to get the answer, where the answer was sitting right next to you. All you do is ask the person sitting right there. And a lot of times we just don't, you know, we'll again fake it till we make it. And the thing is, you lose a lot of valuable time faking it until you make it, and hoping that you don't you know, make a mistake or do something wrong or whatever, and it costs you. It could cost you a career. It could cost you an opportunity. You know, as you know, you're hearing, like I say, you got people. If I show up to the meeting late, you know, because I didn't want to ask nobody how to get to the office where the meeting was at. That just don't make any sense. Like, well, I don't want nobody to know I don't know how to get to the meeting room. That don't make any sense, you know, but we do it.
And the people in the office are laughing because they know the new guy is going to get lost. You know what I mean? I mean, they're expecting it because everybody that has come that way, it has happened to.
Yeah,
so sometimes that's just a test of who you are, man. They just want to see, okay, what will he do? And then with you guys on the football field, you know, you were talking about getting there early, training and all that kind of stuff. You know, the guys that don't take care of their fitness, right, coach? It doesn't take long for you to figure that out, right? It didn't take you long to figure out who's been balling out of control on the off season and who's been really in the gym, right?
Yeah, no, it don't take long at all.
Yeah, so
Wow.
you're going to be exposed one way or another because it'll what did it say? Not what's that word I'm looking for? Oh my God! What makes it exhaustion will make a coward out of every man. Is that what it is? It's not exhaustion. There's another word I'm looking for. But that's true because you guys throwing up and bent over. Now you got to get in shape.
Expose you
to get to where you need to be. So yeah, like I say, most people know what's going on. I mean, you just think that people don't know. You know?
It's funny you said that, Walt, because where I went to school at, the first day of our 2-a-day practices was a conditioning test. That was day one. That was right off the first day conditioning test, and we ran. It was called a 600 drill. So we had to run from sideline to sideline, but it ended up being 600 yards. So you just ran from sideline to sideline, and you had a certain time to get there. So it was just, but that was it. And you could, how many people come back and couldn't make it? Just couldn't make it. And it was like, dude, what was you doing all off season because the fact that you came back? And then it's how serious are you taking the job that you're doing? You know, how serious are you taking, you know, but that's anything that we do in life. How serious are you taking your life career, your life experiences, all of that? Because if you was taking it serious, you would do the right thing all the time. And sometimes we don't. And it's I don't know why, but we don't. So I know I didn't when I was in school for sure.
But you got to also understand there's different levels of training, of fitness rather, because the runner doesn't train like the football player. And man, when I was a training instructor with the fire department, I mean, the football players always throw up the first, you know, they throw up first because it's a different type of fitness, you know, it's 0 to 100 and then stop, you know, and the towers and all that kind of stuff, man, and the CPAT, the kind of this physical abilities test, it's a different type of fitness. So, you know, again, Ontarius, you said you transferred from one school to another, right?
Yes, sir.
So where did you leave to go when you went to TSU?
University of Tennessee Martin, UT Martin.
Oh, okay, so when you went to TSU, you noticed a change in everything, right? You had to step your game up, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so but you didn't come in there as quarterback. I mean, there's things you're supposed to know, but in linebacker too, because you're the quarterback on the defense, if I recall. Is my Madden skills up to date? But you know, you had to get there and let them know, man. You had to learn a new system and let them know, okay, hey, I'm not familiar with that, or either we call it something else. So, how did you handle that, man? How did you face that to get to where you need to get to?
Man, it's all about, like I said earlier, how much time you put in. Like while I was at TSU, I had 3 different DCs, so I had to learn 3 different playbooks.
Oh, wow.
But you just gotta keep the fundamental things, you know, at hand, because at the end of the day, every defense got the fundamentals, and the fundamentals don't change. So it's just really terminology. But you know, with the terminology, man, you got to put in that time, because you can sit there, you know, take 30 minutes out the day, sit there, read through it, but when the bullets flying in this game time, you can get lost. So you got to really put that extra time in, not only the right time, but the extra time in to you know, to adjust and to get the things you need to know. But yeah, it's all about the time you put in, man, honestly.
All right. And for those who didn't know, don't know, DC, defensive coordinator, for all us that don't know what those things mean. So normally you have a head coach, you'll have a offensive coordinator for the offensive coach, basically offensive coordinator, and then you have a defensive coordinator. And that's a lot of programs are like that. Almost each position will have their own coach as well. So not only do you have a person that's calling the offense and calling the defensive plays, but then each position has a coach, and that will work with you in your individual times that you're in practice and all of that. So that's once you get to that level, especially at the collegiate level, those are some of the things. So if you didn't know, now you might know a little bit more about the breakdown of being on the field. Now, both of these positions we have here, we got Mr. Smith here, we got Mr. Green here. One is the captain on the offense, one is the captain on the defense. So both of them are leaders. So again, taking that charge, being on the field as a leader, where people are now looking up to you. Excuse me. And then we got Mr. Jackson up there, who's our offensive, strength and conditioning coach. So again, all three of y'all up there, people are looking for you to give them guidance on how to do what they're supposed to do. So have any one of you, and I'm gonna just throw this out there real well, have any one of y'all as men had to snatch up another man and get him straight?
Oh, absolutely. That's what comes with it.
Okay.
I'm a grad assistant with Coach Will. I'm his assistant with strength conditioning.
Okay.
And so,
okay.
Like we run fat camp, so it's like guys that are like overweight and stuff like that. So they think because I'm a $190, but I'm 6'3", so I look skinny. So they think like, oh, he's a pushover. But I go rough him up like, hey, like come on now, you told me you was gonna be 355 today. You're 362. Like, come on, lock in. Like, yeah.
Let me ask you this.
James,
I know we've all pulled people up, but how many of us have been pulled up?
Oh, no, by my pops, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I can definitely say he's the man in my life who humbled me and like told me.
Right. Okay. That's usually the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when you figured that you didn't want none of that
smoke?
Well, I know little Jack, I know Coach, I know you, poor fella.
I say I think
young.
I was young, but I say freshman year in high school, I learned.
Oh man, okay, yeah.
I learned what a little boy is and a grown man.
You hear about that grown man strength? You heard about that before?
Yeah, I learned
I learned my junior year in high school.
Okay, yeah. I learned about ninth grade. I wanted to slap box. Thought I knew something.
Right.
Hit me in the solar plexus. And he said, "I'm not going to let you test me, man." He said, "I play for real. I don't slap box, and I don't play. I fight for real. So I'm not going to let you. I'm trying to wrestle him. I'm getting bigger. He's James Ontarius. He's probably about your height, about 6'3", probably about 200. Slim trim, Marine, all that, man. And I thought I knew something, and he hit me dead in the solar plexus, man. And, I folded up like a bag of chips, man. Just done. So never put my hands up at him again, man. I learned quickly, and I've had people coming up. I came up in the 80s. Guys in the neighborhood would grab me. Hey, man, what you doing? This is not for you. So like my man Kurt Bone, all days, he says, streets ain't made for everybody. That's why they make sidewalks. So I always like to watch the action, but I was on the sidewalk, man, trying to stay out the way, so that's the thing, man. And those people that know, like Coach Jack, you just left the situation not too long ago. I mean, you probably the closest to these guys. So, I mean, there's things that are still you're teaching them lessons in real time. You giving them life experience in real time.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys are listening, man, because somebody my age or Big Jack's age is like, you look at us like, yeah, whatever, pops. All right, Unc. Everybody's Unc. Go ahead, Unc. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So
and that is a big problem a lot of times, because you think those guys don't know. You don't know what it's like now, man. It's like this now, like this. The game ain't changed. We all went through some of those same situations. They made it safer. Let's look at it like that. They made even the game of football, they made it safer for you. It ain't that they changed themselves. We did the bull in the ring, and we did the Oklahoma drills and all that stuff to see how tough you was. But that didn't prove how tough he was. That just it just proved that I could run this person over, but then there's always somebody bigger than me that's going to run me over. And the coaches like to see the pads crash and a lot of oohs and ahs, but it didn't. All it did was hurt a lot of players, because I could tell you, if you got in front of me, I was going to do my best to hurt you. That was my thing. I don't know why I would think like that, but that's just the mentality that we had back in the day. Like I said, I was a fullback. I ate linebackers. That was my thing. You in the way. Look, a linebacker will say, no, but you in the way. You in the way. Look. That's how it worked. But it was the linebacker's job to do the same thing to the fullback, to the tailback. So you take two people with the same mission to get each other, and then we finally do meet. All you doing is hurting somebody. I played at 220. That was my speed. That was my playing weight, 220. If you, James, how much was you weighing? What was your playing weight?
Like 205.
So let's take 220 and 205 and put them at full speed and crash.
You're right there. Yeah. Carl.
Yeah. So I'm saying 205 and 220 in the hole.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but pain coming out of that, man. Nothing but pain. All right, so walk back. All right, so we got fatherhood, because that opened it up for which I was just talking about. Sorry, dear gentlemen. Fatherhood versus mentorship, then versus now. So has that changed a lot? Because you hear a lot of times people just saying, single parents, my mom raised me, or this and that. But the fatherhood portion and then the mentorship, then who was that drive for you back then, and even now, who's that drive? And I know, James, you made a comment about your dad, so I'll let you even touch on that more if you don't mind.
Yeah, definitely my pops, man. He's been the biggest male role model I had in my life. He didn't have it the best growing up. The way I grew up with both parents, his childhood was a little different. So he was able to take a lot of lessons he learned growing up and pass down to me. And then just him always being in my life whenever I needed him, whenever I call, he answers. Any advice I need, any questions I have, that's the first person I go to. And my pops is a very wise man, and a very humble man as well. So and what I respect most about my pops, man, he didn't have the best growing up, but he didn't let that dictate his life, and he didn't let that dictate who he is as a man. So a lot of those things he went through, failed at, accomplished, whatever it is, he passed along to me, tell him to get to where I am now. So man, my life wouldn't be nothing without my pops, man, honestly speaking. Like I'm just super blessed, because there's a lot of men out here who grew up with no dad, just a mom. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just so happy. Now that I'm older, I can sit back and understand how important it is that to have a man, a positive male figure in your life.
Mm. Okay, I got you. I respect that. Anybody else want to tap on that?
Yeah, I do it for my family, everybody in there. But yeah, my dad right there, he was a great role model for me. I just remember sitting down watching film when I was in high school, and you was telling me, stop looking at your highlights. Really watch this film, see where you can improve. And it just sticks with you with life. We always been competitors. You never let us win. So it always takes it to the next level. Like, all right, if my dad won't let me win, I'm not going to let anybody else beat me. And so, yeah, just take that through life. Like James and Keezy could tell you how I am in the weight room. Like it's an everyday push. If you are on my team, you are getting pushed. I've been like that my whole life, and that's because I get it from my dad. And you wasn't overbearing or anything like that. It was just the love for the game and the love you show for us. It just always helped me through life.
Nah. Keezy, got something for us?
Yeah, my dad, my mom and dad, both in my life. My granddad is a big help for me too. It's a saying that he always says to me when we go fishing, and it's difficult starting over. That's better than going backwards. And when he first tell me, I used to be like, yeah, okay, granddad. Like, I really don't know what that means. But now that I look at it since I got older, it's like, man, like, it is difficult starting over. Like, man, I gotta start this over again. But it's better than going back starting at zero. Now you like, shoot, like I don't know what else to do now.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Nah, that's wisdom right there. So I like that. I like the saying itself. Man, that's good stuff. So what about you, Walt? Has it changed? You can't hear you. I can't hear you. No. Yeah, he'll fix his mic and he'll get back in. Yeah. That's where you get your mic from. What's that? Toomey. No, but no, and a lot of times, you know, and my father was, I would say my father was in my life, but he was not in the fatherly role, if you want to look at it that way. You know, I knew I had a father. I knew, you know, that's how science worked and biology and all of that stuff. And he was really, over the years, became a real good friend. So, but through the years, and what I say, I got a lot of those lessons that even I passed on to my kids was the same. He never let me win. He didn't let me win anything. You had to earn it. And if you earned it, then you took a lot of pride in what you earned. Some of the things is he might make the comment of, don't do like I did, you know, learn from my mistakes so that you don't have to make those mistakes. You know, so a lot of times, you know, it's a cards that you're dealt. You know, when you're dealt whatever the hand it is, you just got to play that hand. You know, you can't sit there and look back and say, oh, wow, so-and-so got it better than me and this and that. Well, it's okay because we all got something different. And then it's what do you bring to the table? What's going to make you that special person? What's going to put you out in front of the next person? Because we all different. We all got a different path that we're going to take. And I even had, that's why it's on the board is saying mentorship is also, I had a lot of coaches in my life that came in and I don't gonna say they was that father figure, but they put me on the right path. They showed me the right way. They made sure that, I was in that weight room. They made sure, I was in the classroom, you know, and that was one of the big things I got to, you know, you're a student who's an athlete, not an athlete who's a student. And that was a big thing that it had to get because, you know, you can play ball, but if you dumb as a brick, what good is it? You know, if you can't do nothing with it, you know, and that was the whole thing because they told me early that as you go higher in the game, it becomes more of a business than it is playing. Yes, you can get on the field, you can run around, but it's going to take a lot more learning that playbook and doing some of the things that you got to do. It's going to take a lot more mind because I believe in that, and this is life. But I'm gonna say it: 75% of the game, 75% of life is mental. Only 25% of it is physical. If you want to look at it that way. So if I can get in your head, I can control you on the field all day long. If me and James is going against each other and he thinks I'm going to run him over, I'm in his head. He gonna keep sidestepping me. He keeps sidestepping me. I'm gonna get the 5-6 yards that I need, you know, because I'm in his head. No different than, you know, your quarterback. If I can get in your head, and I know James probably was, you know, he even psyched a lot of quarterbacks out. If I'm in your head, I got you. And that's half of the battle. You know, I take Coach Jackson and we on the dang lanes bowling or whatever, or playing golf or whatever. If I can talk you out of your game, I got you. And that's what's going on in your life. People are trying to talk you out of your game. So if you can have 75% of that mentally, that I know I've done everything I'm supposed to do to make it, to do the right thing, to be in position. I've done the workout, I've done the study, I've done whatever. Then when you go into an interview or you're going for a loan or you're going for this and that, 75% of you say, I'm going to get it. Excuse me. You should already go in there with your mind made up that you're not going to be successful. You should already go in thinking, I'm going to be successful. Junior, what's the max you ever put on a squat? That's just a squat.
605.
605. So when you got 605 pounds on the bar, are you thinking I'm not going to get it or are you thinking I'm going to get it?
Nah, the whole time I was thinking I was going to get it.
Yeah, and that's life.
Yeah.
You should never be thinking the negative part of it. You always think of look, I play golf. Anybody play golf in here? I'm bringing water. Anybody play golf?
When you say play golf,
Have any of y'all ever been on the course and played at golf?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had to hit the ball over water?
All the time.
Okay. Have you ever said, I'm going to hit the ball in the water?
No. But you say don't, but you know, it doesn't work like that, Jack. It works like this. Don't hit the ball in the water. The brain does not that's what I'm saying, but the brain does not understand the word don't. So if you say don't hit the ball in the water, if that's your focal point, because what you resist only persists, and you focusing on not hitting it in the water, guess where the ball is going? It's the same way I ride a motorcycle. You're supposed to look through the curve. Most people who go down, hit a guardrail in the curve, don't hit the guardrail because they focus on the guardrail when they should be looking through the curve at a 45, so to speak. So that's the thing. So, but if it works that way, it also works in reverse. So you know how it is, Jack, when you line your target up, you pick a target, you focus on that, and you give yourself instructions, and that's what you do. Same way as a quarterback, when your eyes are roaming the field, same way as a coach, and as a linebacker, right? You kind of anticipating what's happening, right? So we as humans always say don't. You don't say I'm going to do it, but you focus on the negative instead of the positive. And it's not even, I think we do it without even realizing we do it. It's like, I tell you guys right now, whatever you do, don't think of a pink elephant. Stop. Do not think of a pink elephant. And all you can think about is what? A pink elephant.
Because you didn't put it in your head. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like I'm a believer, so, and I could be dead wrong. I am not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. So what I'm saying is, am I wrong about this? And maybe I am, but I believe that 75% is all in your head. It's in your head. So that means that 25% of it is physical. So look at a game. Let's just look at the NBA Finals. Okay, Indiana and Oklahoma, right? That's who in the finals right now. Game 1. Anybody watch Game 1? Any of it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oklahoma, Indiana won the game with 0.03 seconds left to go. Right? That's when they actually took the lead. They didn't have the lead the whole game. That was the first time they had the lead with 0.03 seconds left to go, and they won the game. They were down by 20 at one time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter about all of that, the physical part of playing the game, because when you got a person who believes that when they give me the ball at the end, I'm going to make the shot to win the game, exactly what he did. He knew that. It wasn't my first time doing it. So I think a lot of times when no different being on the field or being in life, when you do something and you study it and you practice it and you walk in it, then it becomes part of you. It's not something that you're trying for the first time. It's not something that you didn't know anything about. So, and those are the things that help a lot. Junior, like I say, when you say, Coach Jackson, when you say you did the 605, but if it was your max, meaning I was going for my personal best, you knew you had to work out to get to 605. You're not going to walk in the gym on day one and throw 605 up there. It will crush you. But because you worked at it and I put some time in, and I might have did 553 times or whatever, you're like, okay, I'm going to try the 605. And then when you got it, you're already thinking 610, 615, 620 got to come because I'm going to keep putting that work in. And 605 is not going to be my stop.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of prepares us, when you say mental, but it's all the things that you do to prepare to get to that point, through the summer workouts, the winter workouts, the film study, preparing up to that moment. So now you're ready to go. You're not, just trying to worry about, am I going to be good? Am I in shape enough? Am I, strong enough? Did I watch enough film? Am I ready for the moment? You build up to that moment to go take on the moment.
Your son.
But let me remind you guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keith.
It's been a couple times where Coach Will threw me in the fire with strength conditioning. Like he would go to a coaches convention and he'd be like, "Well, Keith, you got softball this 3 days straight. Figure it out." And I'd be like, "Well, okay. What did I learn? okay, I know we did this right here for the warm up. We did this right here to start out. Okay, this girl's injured, so she can't push the sled. Well, let's substitute it with putting the straps on. She can pull the sled. Certain things like that, just learning. He threw me in the fire quick too. It wasn't no like I had a whole year to learn. No, it was tennis, it was golf, it was softball, women's basketball, football. I was having my own side. Hey, get all the injured guys. Little things like that. It helped me in the long run. So now, like when I am able to, like you said, Coach, go for an interview or get my own team, I know I can lead it with heartbeat. I already know, okay, when they come in here, I know I can lead them in this way, or I know I can push them this way and make them better than what they were last year.
Mm-hmm. So is that important to be thrown to the fire? Do we sometimes
sometimes you need it.
Help people too much? Can we be a hindrance by not letting people grow, not letting people go?
Sometimes I feel like
I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, let me apologize now. I've been on the phone with Xfinity all day, reset the router, 1,300 megabytes per second, and I'm still sitting next to a daggone router. I don't know what's going on, guys. So my apologies, man. Please, I really apologize for this.
Nah, you good. You good. You good.
Hey, the other side of that is there's going to come.
I would say.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Walt. I'm gonna let Walt talk. No, go ahead, Walt. Finish it up. There's going to come a time when you're going to start going in the other direction. And Coach, 605 is your top. There's going to come a time, just like when you beat your dad, somebody's going to beat you, outlift you. And let me say this to you guys now, back to the ego thing and asking for help or not knowing things. If you define who you are as a man by what you can do, what you drive, what young ladies you date, what clothes you wear, how many likes and shares you get on your Instagram or whatever, you are going to live you're in for a rude awakening. Because if you base your life, your success on those things that you have or can do, the moment you can't have or do them anymore, now what are you, nothing? And a lot of guys do that. And I'm telling you, man, we see it as men all the time, right, Jack? That's what makes guys cut corners. That's what makes guys cheat. That's what makes guys do things that they wouldn't normally do because they're trying to keep up that image, because they have projected that image of who they are. Hey, man, there's going to come a time when you're not going to do 605. There's going to come a time when your nephews, guys, is going to probably beat you racing at the family reunion, and it's going to kill you. But that's what it is. I remember the day Big Jack's father and I were friends. He was like my OG. I remember when the day he told me, man, he's probably gonna get me bowling, man, like real soon. I mean, it was a thing. It was a real thing. He was proud of it, just like Coach, when you got your father, he was proud of it, but it's like he didn't want to lose to you, but he was proud of it because that's the natural progression of life. So just keep that in mind too, guys, as you go through and as you coach and as you mentor. Let them know, man, that nobody's on top forever, man. It's a cycle, and that's the cycle of life, man. Everybody. So you want to be the best person that you can be in that moment. If you're doing all you can do to be who you should be, you may not be who you were last year, but understand that still means something. And a lot of guys, especially in this, I think, James, you brought it up earlier, man, that, the internet is undefeated, man. Social media is undefeated. So, people live for likes. And I'm telling you, man, that's where I see right now a lot of confusion. If you put two guys in the room that's beefing on social media, they won't even fight. You put a crowd of people around, just like back in our day, right? All of that comes up. So, hey, man, just little things like that, guys. Thank you, man. But look, I want to say something, Walt, and this for you, Coach Jackson. I wasn't proud that you beat me. No, I wasn't. I was upset that he beat me. I was bothered. No. And look, this man, not only did he beat me, now he pulling his camera phone out, taking pictures of the score.
What's that, man? That's right.
I'm like, what's up with this?
Because it's a big thing. And that's
I'm like, what's up with this?
That's why he was proud of you, man, because he knew it was a feat, man. He knew it was a big deal.
Wait a minute. We in Vegas. He beat me in Vegas. We in Vegas. And so I'm in house shoes and I got the house ball and
boy.
I got the
we
house
had the
shoes, the house
same
ball.
thing. I had a house ball.
The same thing. So
except look, he using he beat me. So I couldn't say nothing.
Thank you, man. Let's leave it at that. He got you.
It took me about another hour and a half before I was able to talk to him straight. I'm sitting there like, man, shoot. But that's just that's one that's being competitive. I'm a competitor. He's a competitor.
Yes.
The fact that he was able to do it, and then at the same time, but again, I've talked to people where they made the comment that if my kid beat me, I'm gonna stop playing and this and that. Like that's madness, because the only thing it showed me was that I maybe have shown him enough that now he can do it and he can beat me. You know what I'm saying? I want him to beat me. But I could tell you at that moment I was upset. I was really bothered because I'm like, it's okay, but I was bothered. So when I seen him squatting 605 on the dang thing, and I'm like, well, he know I got on him. I got on him after he did that. He showed me a video of him squatting 605. First thing I asked him, where your belt? where your dang wraps at? Why you out there put that weight on your back and ain't got no protection? Because it's like you don't want to injure yourself. You don't want to get hurt. That's the experience that we're trying to show him. And I would say that to any player if I seen you doing it. If I seen one of my biggest things on the field, one of my biggest problems when I was on the field was I used to take a drop step. So James, he'll recognize this right here. So if he's watching game film and you see the fullback take a drop step every time before he go forward, he take a step back. So that was my thing. I don't know why I did it. And I got away with it in high school. In high school, I was fast enough that I could get away with it and I could beat that I could beat the defensive end to the corner, or I could beat that linebacker up in the hole. But once I got into college, that little drop step, that little half a step, I was losing. So by the time, and look, Smith, you know what I'm about to say. All of a sudden now I'm meeting the end at the guard. Me and the guard, I'm hitting the defensive end right at the guard. So all he was doing was reaching over me, grabbing the quarterback because I was taking that drop step. So I had to look at the game film. I had to get myself together. The coach was like, if you don't get that out of your head, if you don't get that away and stop doing that, one, you're gonna get yourself hurt. You're gonna get your quarterback hurt. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the biggest things I had to work on. And like I say, well, that's just me. That's how I am. And that's what a lot of people make that dumb comment. That's just, that's how I play. That's what I'm all about. I've been doing this in high school all my life. You ain't in high school no more.
Yeah.
So it's good to go back and remember the things that we did when we were kids or when we were younger. But now you ain't in high school. So everyone on here said they're done with the college life. They're not playing college ball anymore. So I don't know. Green, you in the pros? Did you get drafted?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right. Smith, you say you coaching. Coach Jackson, Walt Talks. Are you in the pros?
I'm retired. I'm a professional retiree right now.
Right. Okay.
But I am open to 1-year contracts. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays between 10 and 2 on rainy days. I'm your man. So
I'm the man. That's it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, one thing I learned was what was your plan B and your plan C? Because when I was playing, my mind was always that I'm gonna make it to the league. I'm gonna make it to that next level. But the reality is it's only a handful of people that make it to that level. And what's the next plan? What are you going to do afterwards? And that was one of the biggest, I'll say slaps in the face, but that was the big wake-up call for me when I didn't have a plan B. So it's like, what was your plan B? So that's a question for y'all. Did you have, or as a young generation, as we're talking, do you have a plan B? And the older generation, did you have a plan B?
I guess I'll start off.
Go ahead.
Nah, I was one of the guys, man. I didn't have a plan B. I thought I did, but I didn't. But thank God that I made connections with Coach George and the people around TSU, and I was able to gain a great job after I got done with football. But that's one thing, you know, if I can go back and talk to a group of high school kids right now, that's one thing I would say, man, have a plan B, because it's hard to get in the NFL. It's hard to play professional football. You compete with people across the country. So, yeah, I didn't have a plan B, but I always made sure I lined myself up to have tangible things that can set me up to get a job or put me in a good spot. And one thing that's very important, you know, is character, and I feel like that's what helped me get the job. Right now, I do logistics at Western Express, so I have a pretty good job. But I think what saved me and helped me along the way is, you know, being a high character guy and having great character to be able to be in different rooms. Because once you leave football and you get out here in the real world, it's a whole different ball game. You gotta talk to people you normally don't talk to. You got to be in different rooms. The culture a little different, you know. So you gotta be a high character guy and be able to speak to different people. But yeah, I didn't have a plan B at all. But I made it work though.
So it's probably your first time walking in your life, probably since Pop Warner, for both of you guys, all three of you. You know, when you walk into the room or into a situation, you aren't the man. Tell them your story about going to your top 50 there, Jack.
No, and that's true. But I got to and Walt talking about my days. So it was a long time ago, but I was one of the top 50 players on the East Coast when I played high school, and so Super Prep magazine and all of that. So I had some okay skills. I was pretty good. But at the same time, when I got to, because I ended up going to the Virginia Tech, so that's why I went and played it. And I could tell you the rest of that story about having a plan B and a C and all that. But when I got to Virginia Tech, I met the other 49 top 50 players on the East Coast. Everybody was a top 50 player on the East Coast. You're D1, you're the D1 level. You know, everybody out there was the best in their high school, the best in their county, the best in this and that. So, and that's what I think Walt was mentioning, where now you walk into a boardroom or you walk into an office or walking somewhere and you're now not the best. You're not the superstar anymore. You're not you're not running the show and people, calling out your name, need an introduction when you come on the show and things like that. But it was a big change. It was really a big change in having a plan B. And that's where, and James, you made a comment, and I don't know, Mr. Smith, you got anything to drop on that? Or
I didn't have a plan B either. Luckily, I got cool with Coach Will when I got to TSU. I was, like I said, I was ineligible, so I was dotting up James on Scout O, and I was kind of, I was a butthole, so I felt like if I was ineligible, I'm gonna make everybody else live in hell. So I would come to wait an hour early. Coach will be like, I want to sit down. Well, it's too late. I'm already in here now. Let's do some extra stuff to get right for my body. So once I figured I was done playing, Coach Will, he hit me up and was like, you want to be an intern? And I've been with Coach Will since January, July of 2024, January 2024. January, yeah. So, but just those little things like that. Like James was in my shoes at first, so just I've had plenty of conversations with him every time he comes into the school. We just talk about life. What were the steps to take? Even Coach Will, I call Coach Will about life situations now. He's went from coaching me, being my boss, to being a mentor, to being a big brother I never had. I'm the only child. So.
Okay.
Me too. Right.
So Coach Will's he's it's like a brother I never had. So just those little conversations like that, they helped me grow. So okay, I didn't make it to the league. My plan B starting to work. Okay, how can I make this plan B feel like my plan A now?
There you go.
Very, very, very important. That the comments that you made right there, because I'm gonna ask you this question. Now I'm gonna drop it out there. Is it better to have a job or to have a career? Is it better to have a job or have a career? Or is there a difference?
There's a difference.
So I'm talking to this younger generation because this is something that I learned. And it took me a long time before I learned it. So is it better to have a job or a career? And
I would say a career. One, because being in strength and conditioning, it doesn't pay great when you first start out. I was working for free when I was an intern, and then my first job was only paying $1,000 a month. So I could have did a bunch of other stuff. Actually, I did my valet. I was making more money valeting than being a coach when I was starting out, and figuring that out was the hard part and was the challenge. But going to valet was just a job. I didn't want to do it at all. Going to coach, it was a passion. Seeing all these guys, being able to mentor, being around the game again, in that environment every day, I knew I loved it. So, when I finally got a real job at TSU that paid me pretty well, I knew this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Same thing with Coach Will saying. Interning, I wasn't paid anything, and I worked at a community center. I love the job at the community center, but it's like I don't want to work that job for the rest of my life. I know it's a transition, and I want to be a officer coordinator, but this is my grounding to get me there, and I know that's what I want to. That's the career I want to be.
Gotcha.
Being a job, it's kind of like it's the same thing. You're kind of dealing with people that's complaining about things that on the career side, people will be like, suck it up, it'll be all right. I'm used to football, but on the job side, it's like they take it as, oh my God, my day's ending. It's so long, longest day of my life. They don't know. I've been up since 4 a.m. I've been yelling at guys since 4:45.
Yeah.
Haven't had a break. Haven't drunk the liquor water. I mean, Coach Will knows what I'm talking about. So, but I would say career.
Nah, I got you.
Cool.
What about you, Mr. Green?
I was gonna say job, but then I heard Coach Will speak, and he made a great point. Because right now, man, just humbly speaking, like I thought football was gonna be where I was at right now, but I still have a good job, but it's not what I want to do. Like I haven't really found my niche. I really haven't found the career I want. And they made great points. I feel like a career is when you can wake up every day and be happy to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Versus a job, it's like something you just got to do to pay the bills,
Right.
And that's where I'm at right now. I'm fine with my job, but I am, I talk to my mom all the time. I'm like, Mom, like I don't know what I want to do. Like thought football was what I was gonna be at, but right now I'm just in the process of like, self-identity, learning, what I like what I want to wake up and do every day. So yeah, but I definitely agree. I think a career is better than just having a job. But sometimes a job doesn't really have any substance towards your life, toward versus a career where you wake up and you're doing something like you passionate to do.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate that. And I would say in my 40s when I learned what y'all just said. So I had a lot of jobs in my life. If I was to put all my jobs on a resume, or if you ever listen to my show, I can tell you I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, because I had a whole bunch of jobs. But where I'm at now was the first time I actually say I had a career. This is where now, and I'm like, I can see myself doing this until I retire. I can retire doing this. I'm in a good spot now. And that doesn't say you have to stay in the spot that you're in. Meaning, like, and Walt talks, and they definitely explain that better because he didn't go in as a captain. He went in as a firefighter.
Yeah.
But he had to he worked his way up to captain, but he was in the same career. He was still in the firefighting career. You see what I'm saying? So, and like you saying, Coach Smith, if you want to, my goal is to be an offensive coordinator. It might even be the head coach, but you're in the same career. You're in the same job character, the same job area, so that you can make it a full career. And no matter where you go, you're taking that experience with you.
Yes.
You're taking that knowledge with you.
Yes.
So, but a lot of times when we switch jobs, it's like I was like you say, I'm a valet, and then I went to be a security officer, and then I went to be. That's so different from each other that it's not related. But when I know Coach Will was in Pennsylvania as a coach, then he went to Texas as a coach, and then in Tennessee as a coach, that's a career. That's even though he might have went to different places to do the same job, but his career world is saying, I'm a coach. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I'm going to get better. My goal might be to be the head strength and conditioning coach, but you're in that same job family, and that's where your career come in. So if I'm wrong, Walt, point me out.
No, you guys are right on it, man. And well, I was extremely lucky, man. I used to chase fire trucks as a kid. I always wanted to be a firefighter, and ta-da, I retired as a firefighter. Uh, Worked my way up the ranks, turned down chief at the end of it because I was ready to walk out the door at 50. But I did a lot of different things. I was in a lot of different divisions in recruitment training. I finished up in recruitment training, uh, communications, fire prevention, so I've done a lot of different things, had a lot of different assignments because I get bored fast. However, every stop you make along your way, man, heading to the career or in your career, it's a building block, man. Take all that experience with you, like Jack said, and understand this, man, especially you, James. There's nothing wrong. Sometimes it's better to know what you don't want to do. You understand? So as long as you're making an honest living, man, being able to take care of yourself, you're self-sufficient, take care of your family when you have your family, you'll find that thing. Now, the opposite for me, it's 180 degrees for me because I had it all figured out with my career. But now I don't know what I want to do since I've grown up. So like I volunteered down at the African American Museum. You know, I've had a job doing COVID. But I still haven't found that thing in retirement because nobody's looking for 61-year-old firefighters, and Lord knows I don't want to be one. I haven't found a thing in retirement that keeps me, as far as career wise or work wise. I know I have a lot left to offer that it really keeps me, that wakes me up in the morning, like makes me want to do it, man. So just keep grinding, man. You'll find it. And sometimes, it'll hit you in weird ways, man. It'll be something, and it may not even be in your degree, where your degree covers it or whatever, man. But that skill set of college and football and working and jobs and coaching and being coached, hey, man, it'll all come in play. It'll all come in play. And just, I like to see guys like yourselves, man. You seem like you're two grounded men and young men, but men. Trust me, you'll never figure it out. You understand that?
Yes,
So
sir.
you're not going to figure it out, bro. I'm 61. I have a good idea. And just when I think I got it figured out, man, we make plans and God just laughs, man. He just has a sense of humor. So you never know where you end up, man. But the skill sets that you have, trust me, it's going to get you to where you want to be. It'll all get you there. And Coach Will, man, hats off to you, bro, because I've been following your career vicariously through your father, and I'm glad to see you. You figured it out. And James, you said you want to still be part of the game. That's a big deal, because in Ontario, you said the same thing, man. You guys are still in that thing that you love football, and that's a hard transition because you got a lot of guys who left football who may have been the man since they were in Pop Warner. All of a sudden, they don't have all that adulation, and they can't handle it the way you guys are handling it right now. And I know you know those guys personally. I know you know them personally because Jack, I know you know him personally. So, and give him the flip side, Jack. Who did you go to college with this and went to the NFL?
We got a long list.
There you go.
I mean, I played on the field with Antonio Freeman and Von Hebron and Phil Bryant. I mean, all of these guys, Roger Brown. I mean, people I talked to got Super Bowl rings. I mean, my coach was Frank Beamer. I mean, I could say a lot of things about, the opportunities that I had. But even with that, at 18 and 19 years old, and that's why I said we could tell this story. Mm-hmm. I'm 3 years in. So I was there for 3 years and wasn't getting the playing time that I thought I should be getting. I mean, I'm squatting over 700 pounds. I'm benching over 400 pounds. I run a 4.5 40. I ran a 4.59 40. That was it at 225 pounds. Strong, a tank with legs. That's what I say, James. I don't know, James. You big man, but I don't know if you wanted to come up in that hole, bro.
Oh, boy. You don't know if you want to come back. James,
but at the same time, no, man, I just talk. But I didn't think I was getting it, and I didn't have the patience to wait my turn. Well, I had 2 All-American fullbacks ahead of me on the depth chart. So I transferred and went to a much smaller school. And I ended up going from Virginia Tech to West Virginia Tech, much smaller school. And then when I got there is when I lost the love of the game. I just lost it. It was no longer, I didn't have that desire. No one was making me go to the meetings. No one was pushing me, because now you're back to being that bigger fish in a smaller pond type thing. And that drive was gone. It was just gone. And then another thing that happened, and I don't know if any of y'all experienced this, I got injured in high school. So when I was in high school, I broke 2 vertebrae. So they had to do a lot of surgery to get me back on the field. But that's so I can go to play Division I football and all. So I was definitely blessed to be able to say I did those things, but I lost my heart. I was afraid of getting hurt again. I was afraid of the pain, the surgery, and all of that. So now, where I used to run over people, I found myself a lot trying to cut around them and all these faking and stuff in the hole. And it took away a step or two where, and like I say, but that's why it put in my head that it was all mental, because I was afraid of getting hurt again. I was afraid of failing. I was afraid of that somebody's going to hit me again, or somebody's going to hit me and catch me right, and then I'm going to be laid out. And that changed me. That changed who I was, even when I got on the field after high school, and then when I got in college, and then when I left football completely. You never really leave it. You always talking about. I can still remember plays from when I played in high school and when I played, because it's like, man, you don't lose that thing, but at the same time, you had to leave it. You can't keep living that part of the life. I had to move on. Take care of my family. take care of myself. And because of that, you had to grow up. And that's where a lot of people, they never get past the grow up part.
Don't get past it. And then you guys come up in a time, like my time was, you work 25 years. In my case, it was 28 years, 2 months, or 28 days, but who's counting? You get a pension, you retire, you get a pension, and you're out the door. You guys are coming up in a time where your 401k follows you wherever you go, right? So you have to be prepared to manage that, or have someone manage that, but make sure that you put into that, because you got, right now, retirement is a million miles away. But trust me, if you're alive, which I'm hoping everybody's going to be here. Hey man, if you're going live, it's coming. Time waits for no one. That day will come, and you got to be prepared when it gets there, man. So regardless of what you're doing, even if you're not in your career, start putting money away wherever you go, man. Wherever you go, start putting that money away now, and start planning for retirement and down the road. And because I promise you, it's going to come. And one day you'll be 60, you'll be 70, you'll be 50. You'll be looking social. You won't be talking about football and women. You'll be talking about Social Security and Medicare. So one of those days, man, it's coming. So if I could just make sure you do that. And the last thing I'm gonna give you, man, maybe not the last thing, but this right here, fellas, enjoy life, man. Take time out to enjoy and experience some things, man, because we get caught up in the grind, and we forget to have fun. And then one day you look up, and then you are married with kids, and you have people depending on you, and you can't be, I'm not going to say reckless, I'll say reckless for lack of a better word, but you just can't be uh, as single-minded in your spending and your actions as you are now. So go out and have that fun, man. You don't have to do it all. And just remember, your 20s will catch you in your 40s and your 30s. So take care of yourselves, take care of your health, because your health is your wealth, man. And I'm telling you all the old guy stuff. I know you've all heard it before, because you all been surrounded by men. And Coach Will, your grandfather, he used to call me the big dummy. You big dummy. I mean, I thought I was Lamont Sanford. He called me dummy so much, man. But a lot of things he put on me and told me that he was like my OG. And I learned a lot. Because not that my father wasn't telling me, but me and Fred, we were hanging out. So he put it where the goats could get it. Where I could really understand it, and I was open to taking it in. And when I didn't, you know, he had no shame in his game and knocking me upside the head or calling me an idiot or fool or dummy, you know, and I mean literally, and a few other choice words that I can't talk about on this show. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Family
so
friendly. Family friendly.
family friendly, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know, all that's in play, man. So that money, hustle, and purpose, that's the thing, man. Put that money away, regardless of what you do, regardless of what your hustle is. You still got a purpose. You still know what you want to do. Maybe not as a career, but you still know you want to be successful, whatever that means. So work towards that, and the thing will fall. The thing that you do to get there it'll find you. You'll come into it.
But to throw a question on this real quick, Walton, I
Mhm.
appreciate that. So we know you got the hustle. I mean, that's the hustle. That's you're in the grind. Is it easier or is it better to chase the paycheck or chase the purpose?
For me,
You're chasing
purpose,
the paycheck or you're
purpose,
chasing the purpose?
purpose. Money won't make you happy. I know that sounds crazy to young guys, but man, more stuff, a fancier car. My buddies, you seen my vehicles, Jack. They laugh at me, man. Why don't you go buy yada 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 yada? I said I don't need it, man.
But
I mean,
wait a
I got.
minute. Wait a minute,
Uh,
Juan. Let's see what the young man got to say. Because I
yeah.
mean, I understand this old head saying this,
No,
but the
no, but
young
I'm just
guy,
saying. I'm just telling you. So go
I
ahead.
got
Let's hear it. They want the whip. I know what they want. They want that money. They want that whip.
so chasing the paycheck or chasing the purpose?
I mean, I feel like this kind of goes, it's like 50-50 because it's like, you know, life is all about purpose. Like you know, you want to wake up with a purpose every day,
Mm-hmm.
every day. But also the economy we living in and where we going, it's like you need money. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, I also feel like when you chasing that purpose and you doing what you're supposed to do along that journey,
Right.
money's gonna come and play. But sometimes, you know, everybody's not the same. The next person, their purpose might not include the money they want to receive, but they on the right path that is destined for them. So I feel like it goes back and forth because you know, I say, you know, I don't really have a career, you know, my purpose every day I wake up, I just wake up to be the best person I can be a good human being to everybody else. So that's my purpose. But also, you know, I'm all about, you know, the money and the hustle. You know, I work 2 jobs. I do security on the weekend as well. So, man, I don't hang out, man. I don't go party, man. I go work. That's why with me, with this particular topic, it's like 50-50, you know.
I got you.
Gotcha.
All right, I
Gotcha.
can respect that.
I wouldn't say I'm 50 because, like, I talk to Coach Will about this all the time. Even though I'm a grad assistant, I don't get paid for it. So
Mm-hmm.
I work a part-time job. So, and I have my own. This is my first apartment by myself that I've ever had. Like, I'm on my own. I talk to Coach Will every month. I'm like, I don't know how you did it, Coach Will, because you working by the way. I'm like, living paycheck to paycheck is crazy. Like this is I guess is what being a man is about. So this is tough, but like, I mean, nobody cares if you complain about it. So you feel me? I just
Right.
keep on. But you know, he always tell me all the time, like, you know, you doing everything right, man. You know, you're not out here, you know, partying, doing crazy stuff. It's like you get up every day, you do your job. Sure, you work more hours than half of us sometimes, and still come in on time to do what you got to do. So everything you're manifesting in your life, the good way is coming to you. Just be patient on it. So, but I wouldn't chase the paycheck. I just chase the purpose.
So your purpose, that goes hand in hand with success, right?
Yes, sir.
Can we agree on that?
Yes, sir.
Do you guys agree? So define success, because until you can define success, you will never attain success.
Happiness.
So what is success?
Happiness.
What is happy?
Okay. Well, a lot of people in my generation,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know how to, like, they don't have a hobby.
Okay.
So like, I can say, like I told y'all, I'm the only child. I have no siblings.
Me either.
My
I'm
cousin
saying.
grew up with, you know, they most of them passed away to gun violence. So I couldn't escape with football. I needed a hobby.
Right.
My dad's a fisherman. He's from Pulaski, Tennessee. If any Pulaski, Tennessee is, that's where the KKK originated from.
Yes.
Born and raised in Pulaski, Tennessee.
Wow.
They moved to Nashville, Tennessee when he was younger, and fishing was his escape. He was in the Navy. He was in the Navy, so he fished in the Navy, all that good stuff. So he taught me all his traits. So
there you go.
I needed something to get away from football and get away from, you know, nagging girlfriends or, you know, my mom and dad arguing, or just something that I just need to get away from. My granddad, let's get on the boat. So I know James and Coach Will know I have my own fishing YouTube. I have my own fishing TikTok, fishing Instagram.
Really?
It's just peace. Just as my piece. So like fishing is what I do, and I encourage all my friends, even guys that I just meet. Like, hey, you gotta find a hobby, man, because in this generation they're gonna look at you to do, smoke and drink and go rob that dude or go do that. Homeboys from my hood, from we still do that. Like we older now. You ain't gotta do that no more. Like find something that brings you peace, because in the long run, what are you gonna get out of doing the same thing over and over again? You're gonna live in that same cycle. So fishing is my piece, and I find out my hobby. If it isn't fishing, just going sitting in the park and drawing, or if you listen to music, write your own music, anything like that. But just finding a hobby is the biggest thing that I say.
That's a sign.
Mr.
Green?
Success to me, well, at least I feel like it varies from person to person. But me, man, the day I can wake up and I don't got to go punch no clock. Money, I got my businesses. I'm making money. If I have a family, I can wake up and be with my kids and my wife. That's success, man. When I can go walk in my backyard to acres of land, that's success. So that's just me, man. Like the day I can retire, and I don't have to retire at 50. I can retire at 35. Just bought my first house, man. So the day I can have multiple houses, man, multiple streams of income, man, that's my success, man. When I don't got to worry about the outside world, I can just wake up and do what I want to do and move on my accord, bro. That's success to me.
There you go, my man.
Okay.
Coach?
What about you, Coach Jackson?
I'm a family person, so I want to start my own family. I love seeing my family. And then all my guys and girls that I work with, that's just my extended family right there. So like seeing James be successful in the outside world, that I'm able to see him again, seeing Keezy grow up, all this stuff, that's success to me. When I'm able to be a part of their lives, in any type of way, I'm able to see them grow and be that type of person. And it's good for me too, because that I'm growing every day in my own way anyway. So I just like being able to see the people that I surround myself with be successful as well.
All right.
He almost 30, so
That's right. He almost old now, man. You almost 30.
No.
So to me, success, I mean, same thing, man. I did what I wanted to do for a living, but it's going to change as you go along the way. And the best analogy I can give you is it's like finding the other side of the street. You get over the street, somebody, hey, where's the other side of the street? It's over there. And as soon as you get there, somebody tells you it's over here. So it's a moving target, man. So like if you can take care of yourself, you got your health, you can take care of your family. Like you say, man, the material things are going to come. And then when you get those material things, it may for some of us it's enough, for some it's not. I mean, just think about, especially your generation, some of the guys who is in football too, rappers, football players coming into like overnight success, right? Overnight money, maybe not success because they've had success, but overnight financial success, right?
Yeah.
And they buy all these stupid things, and you ask them, what's the first thing you bought? And they tell you something they bought or some chain or whatever. They don't even know where it is, because eventually stuff is not going to make you happy. It has no substance. It has no underpinning. And sometimes you got to go through that to figure it out. But once you get your new car, and the guy comes through with an '84 Vega and hits it and tears it up, it's or somebody keys it in the parking lot or the grocery cart, hits you at the Costco. The material things are nice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we all like material things. We all like nice things. But eventually, man, you're going to find that it's going to be. My experience has been it's going to be more. Even when I retired, and I always used to say, they say, what you going to do when you retire? And I say, absolutely nothing. And I'm going to be 30 minutes late doing that. Even now, I still tell Jack sometimes, it feels like I can do more. That's why I volunteer down the African American Museum. That's why, I got 2 grandkids. That's why I'm on the Big Jack Show, because I'm learning a lot. So this opportunity. So guys, man, just stay focused. Stay on your dean, man, and understand that you two guys, you three guys, and I'm gonna put you there too, old young guy, coach. You guys are a great you may not be the majority of your generation. I don't know if you are or not, but you are a great representation for your generations. And man, I'm proud to experience that. And I got a golf buddy. There's a big guy booster down at TSU. So when I send this to him, he's
Yeah.
gonna get a kick. He's gonna get a kick out of
I
this. Yeah,
love it. Yeah.
his name is Wilson. His name is Wilson Ennis. If you ever come across him, man, Wilson Ennis. And all he talks about, are you any of you guys in the fraternity?
No.
Okay, because he's an Omega man, so he's a Q. But man, Tennessee State, man, he loves that place, man. He bleeds Tennessee State. So I can't wait to have this conversation with him, man, and share this with him. And he'll probably be checking you out eventually, because I'm definitely going to send this copy of this show to him. So,
well, I'm gonna throw one in there, and I'm gonna try to relate it to you as you guys on the field. Have you ever played a game where when the game was over, you was able to look in the mirror and say, "I left it all on the field"? I didn't, like I tell you, and Junior know better. I told him, ain't no need of taking none of it home. You leave it all on the field. But that's my definition in a sense of success. When I can say every day, I look in that mirror and say, I've left it all on the field. I gave my all for today. I got to do it again tomorrow. But today I did my best. I did what I could. You know what I'm saying? I didn't cheat my job. I didn't cheat my family. I didn't cheat myself. That's success.
That's success.
Because that's what it's all about. I'm just trying to be the best I could be. And that's every day. And it's going to change. Like I say, and Walt made it, all of y'all said it, you know, it's like, it's different. It's a 50-50. It's because it is different. But when you can look in that mirror and lay your head down on the bed and be in a peaceful rest, because you're like, I've left it all on the field. I didn't have to take nothing home. And well, tomorrow I'll do better at work, or tomorrow I'll do better for my family, or, you know, it's just like I did my best. Excuse me. I did my best today. And then tomorrow I got to do the same thing.
Same thing again.
You got to do the same thing. So, guys, I mean, everybody got something different. My kids don't call me asking for anything. So to me, that's success. They're not relying on me to help them pay their rent and their mortgage and things like that. Now, am I there if they need to? Yes. But do they call? No. That's success, because that means I've raised him. So hopefully we raised him in the right way, that they don't. Right. He probably struggling. Just won't say nothing because that pride. Matter of fact, I remember him saying that one time, because it was a time because you know, I'm a veteran, so I got USAA. So my kids got USAA.
Yes.
And I can still see their accounts if they want me to.
Right.
You know, so I can still see. And one day I seen Junior, his account was a little shy. And I'm like, man, everything okay? He said, yeah, what's up? I was like, I'm looking at your account. I'm like, look, he said, oh, no, I'm good. But if you want to bless me, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So 100%. So because you can see it, if you want to bless me, go ahead and drop a couple of dollars. And
yeah, man. But, so how old were you guys when you told your parents, like, because all you guys living on your own now, right? Mm-hmm. When you realized, like, how did you make it? Because my first rent was $295. I mean, it might as well have been $2,000 a month back then, and that's how long ago it was, you know. And I'm like, I remember talking to my mother and my father, like, how in the world did y'all make it? And believe it or not, the money that some of you guys are making now, you know, there's grown folks out there taking care of families on that money, man. You know, So it's people out there, you know, who may not have the level of success or experiences that you have. So I mean, you know, that's little things like, you know, the service industry we take for granted. I drove a limo part-time. You know, when you go out to dinner and you have a waiter or waitress, a lot of time that person's waiting for is working for their base, but also tips. Mm-hmm. And you know, people come out there and treat service people terrible, man. That's ridiculous, man. I mean, like, those are the things, man. When I say being of good character, man, those are the things right there that you tell a lot about. And as you get older, you're going to experience it. It's like you're not going to want to go out with a person who treats the wait staff terrible. You're not going to go out with a person who does stupid things, is and crazy things and things just for likes and shares. You're going to outgrow that if you haven't already, and it's going to really hit you. And it's going and don't beat yourselves up. Show yourself some grace because you're going to be hard on yourself. What was I thinking? Because we've all been there, right, Jack?
Oh yeah.
We've all been there, man. So I'm proud of you guys, man. I definitely appreciate the game. I hope to see and talk to y'all, and I'm sure Jack can invite you back, and we'll get to hear some success stories and what's going on. And Big Jack, you can't do 700 anymore, right?
Heck no.
Okay, but you're okay with that. The day that you couldn't do 700, the day you started going in the opposite direction, it was the day you realized that didn't define you as a man, right?
Yeah.
Coach Jack, I can't say one thing about your son. He can walk in there and put 4-5 plates on there and squat it without no warm up. I didn't see him do it a couple times. Hey, you got that, Coach. He go 350 bench and then just walk out the way. I don't know about that, Coach.
Look, I respect anybody that's still putting in that hustle. Like I said, that I ran a 4.5 40 at one time. Now I run it in forever. It'll take me forever to get there now. So, and I probably pass out before I get there. So I got one more question for you guys, then we're gonna end this show. And I definitely appreciate y'all for being up here. But I want to see how much this has changed over the generational time, and that's why I want to throw this out here. So, right here, I'm throw it up there. Technology and relationships and brotherhood. How much has technology changed the game as far as relationships and brotherhood? Technology. So we're talking about that. Like, do you feel that social media and the digital life help or hurt your ability to connect with others on a real level?
This is a tricky one because I feel like you got to take the pros and cons with everything because I feel like there's a lot of pros with technology and relationships and brotherhood. It's a lot of cons as well. So for example, right, say if like you got a homeboy who made a post on social media about you, but you didn't really like it, but you seen it, but that post can be misleading to what his point really is, but you just seen it on social media, so you just react to it, and now y'all beefing and everything else. So I feel like it just depends on the situation and who you're talking about, because there's a lot of times social media has ruined a lot of brotherhoods and relationships, and social media I feel like can be misleading, especially there's a lot of people on social media who's living a false life compared to who they are in person and in real time. So and then you talking about relationships, I mean, yeah, social media can definitely be a problem. You liking a post you're not supposed to like, and she
not getting posted enough.
Yeah, not getting posted enough. So yeah, it's a lot of pros and cons, man. We can have this conversation all day.
Oh yeah, look.
I wish this was the first question.
Yeah, you're right. Look. I got a question for you now. So yeah, and even if you're dating now, or if you're with somebody, so just with somebody, so that we're gonna change that, and I'm gonna see how much the difference is. Well, we're gonna throw it out there. So you meet a nice lady at a party, at a restaurant, in a park, at school, in a class, on the job. Do you say, "Hey, can I get your phone number?" or say, "Hey, what's your DM?" How does it work now?
It kind of depends, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it do depend on it. Yeah.
Sometimes you'll say, "Let me get your Instagram," and then you try to look through it to see what kind of person that is before you get their phone number.
Sometimes asking for, I guess, a number can be too straightforward or
too straightforward. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So first you got to start out in the DMs first, then you get the number. So that's how it works now.
Yeah. Sometimes it's reversed like that.
Yeah.
Man, y'all have messed the game up, man. Y'all have just jacked the game all up. Let me tell you something, man. There was a time. First of all, you see a lady across the room that you like, right? Now, when I went back to work for a year during COVID, I was the old guy. So they used to always clown me. Hey, old dude, what about this? What about that? I'm like, you can't tell who you're talking to in text messages. You can't have real conversations by text. And I've had young ladies tell me, "Oh, I can see everything I need to see just by how he texts." I'm like, no, because until you fall asleep on the phone, right, Big Jack, talking to the girl till 2, 3 in the morning, you hang up, no, you hang up, you have these conversations, you don't know who you're talking to. And then when you see somebody, long before you interact with them, you can kind of see how they are in a room. You know what I mean? So when you getting a representative, man. You're getting a represent. And again, this is the game that y'all have to play, and I get it. I get it. But just know when you make that next step, when you make that next step to a serious relationship, a lot of guys get their. I mean, even in my generation, a lot of guys get their feelings hurt. You guys are in for major disappointments when you find out what's up. And then the other day, a guy told me that I thought it was just an internet thing. Uh, uh, I'm taking you out to dinner. I got to get your nails done too.
Is that the game?
That's that's the game. Y'all the man and jack the game all up. I'm like, so you gonna run around with raggedy nails if I don't take you out to dinner?
I'm gonna be honest, OG. Sometimes we get to Instagram and see like if they, for example, like if she follow James and his and my other homeboys, if she follow all them, probably not finna talk to her because that means one of them didn't talk to her already.
Oh man, y'all man. Hey,
So,
look, man.
I also say
that's where social media can be misleading, though. You know,
right.
Like that's it's all messed up. Social media messed everything up. We need to go back to pages, man.
Look, I met my girlfriend on social media.
I mean, I get it. I get it 100%, man. I mean, I get it 100%. I tell you something else, man. What I back in my day, stay off my yard, old guy stuff. It's just like there's certain things, man, that I just remember being told as a young man, when I started dating, that all women love a gentleman. You want to be a gentleman. You know what I mean? Like I always consider myself a gentleman first. Anything you see after that, you pretty much brought on yourself. That's the one thing. My mother used to always tell me, she said, the truth is an aphrodisiac to a woman because she may not like what you've done or it may not be what she wants you to do, but she respects the fact that she was able to make her mind up, that you did not mislead her. Hey man, nice dog. I'm a dog lover too. That you did not mislead her. So, you live in a false reality right now with the Instagram stuff, right? I mean, like, it's just crazy, man. And then, like, the whole time you're sitting there at your dinner, instead of talking, you're sitting there taking pictures of the food, showing people. It's like going to concert. This old guy stuff. You go to a concert, and everybody's got their phone up recording the concert. So just enjoy the moment. That's what memories are made of. But again, that's old guy stuff. So I just, man, you guys are, and then you got to take that skill set or lack thereof to the boardroom or to your job where nobody's really, you being supervised by guys from our generation who are not going to tolerate that. You understand? So you got to be mindful of when it's good, when it's bad, and learn those skills that your parents told you about, because I'm sure we all got them. Hey man, when you get out there in the world, Instagram don't mean nothing. Like when I used to tell kids to come business casual to an interview, hey man, if you don't have business casual clothes, that don't mean you're good jeans. But if you have wear your school uniform, especially when I'm talking to the kids in the cadet program. Wear your school uniform. It's clean. You can be presentable. Tuck your shirt in. Same with me when I was an officer on the fire department. Hey man, you represent a company. You represent someone. You can't run around here with your shirt tail hanging out. You can't come in here with a wrinkled uniform. And then people, well, I get to express myself. Okay, but I've seen you at the parties that I used to throw, and you cleaner than the Board of Health. But you come in here for the money that we paying you, and now, you can't tuck your shirt in. You can't comb your hair. And the same thing with the ladies, man. Sometimes your generation, in my opinion, has just ruined Casual Friday. What do you think, Jack?
It's
and the ruin
different.
casual Friday, man. Because
Well,
everybody heading to the happy hour.
well, the thing is, and that's where the show was, and that's what we're trying to get, the
Yeah, that's
generational
what we're
gap.
trying to get to, and that's
Well,
the
because
generation
there's
gap.
a big difference between what we did back in, like, say, the 80s, the 90s. Matter of fact, it was funny because we talked about it now. If you were born and you got a 2 in front of your number in the year,
Yeah.
it's like you still, you know,
Yeah.
you got it. You were born in 2000. Dang, wow. But for me to say I was born in 1970, and Walt, you gonna say you were born in
63. Yes, sir.
I mean, they looking at us like we crazy. Like, you,
But-
what, you still alive?
But let me say this, guys. Hey, man, manners, respect, be a gentleman. At least, man, know not your generation, but a lot of people from your generation don't even know a formal place setting. So then when you go get that job, that career, and you have to put on your black tie, you know, and your slippery earls, and go to a formal, you don't want to be out of place. But if you haven't prepared yourself, if you don't know those things, you don't know those things, because just something as simple as that. You know, just something as simple as that, man. They're looking at you in the work world. They're looking at that. Okay, can this guy represent us at the conference? You know what I mean? So there's still things that are acceptable in your generation, but there's still things that you need to know.
Right.
You understand? So just be mindful of that. And hey, man, we're gonna have to get together and chop it up one day, man. Cause
yeah.
I love these conversations, man. And I don't get to go to the barbershop, as you can see. So, and I'm not working anymore, so I don't get to have these conversations a whole lot. You know, I mean, you know, unless I'm playing golf, hanging out with some guys, whatever. But yeah, man, you guys, man, I commend you, because y'all got it bad, man. It's tough, man. It's tough. I mean, it's tough.
Technology would have messed y'all generation up if y'all would have had it back in the day?
Huh?
You think technology would have messed y'all generation up if y'all had it back?
Man, yeah, technology, man. So, you know, when I had every cell phone, I got a box full of cell phones from the first brick all the way to, you know, to the iPhone 15, 16 I got now. A pager, you had to get to a cell phone, you walking around, I mean, a pay phone, you walking around with a pocket full of quarters. You know, hey, man, and this is another thing, man. You know, fortunately, hopefully I never have to experience this, man. But if I get locked up, I'm probably gonna be years getting out of jail, because I can't remember nobody's phone number, man.
No, there was a time back in the day.
Yeah, you remember people's numbers, man. I still remember my old cell phone number as a kid.
But
you know?
I can tell you this now, and because you threw that out there, I'm gonna say this. The things we did when I was younger, I'm gonna say Walt, and I'm gonna say I did. Had we had the technology I had today, I'd probably be arrested. Because of the fact, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, the selfies and the sexting and all that dumb stuff. That stuff was happening back then. You just didn't have a way for it to be all over everything. You know what I'm saying? Now it's on everything, and it's there forever. So, you know, a person sending you a note, or you had to wait in the mail to get a picture from somebody.
Man,
you know, so people was taking those pictures, but you had to wait for it to get in the mail. So 7 days, 8 days, 10 days before you got the picture, then you had to send. But now it's just too fast and too easy. And I'm looking at high school, middle school students. Freaking taking pictures and stuff, and I'm like, that's because you got the ability to do it. And so back, if it was back in my day, like you was making that comment, I'd have been hooked up, because the mindset didn't change. It's just we didn't have the ability to do it.
But you guys have all this technology, and guys are still committing crimes and doing stupid stuff. I mean, you know, you're being recorded everywhere you go.
But then they'll video themselves doing it.
That's my point. I'm like, that's the dumbest stuff I've ever seen in my life, man.
Like this is like we heard about the guys who just escaped prison. Right? It was like 11 guys. One of them is on social media posting himself running around.
Man. No,
like,
but the first kicker was, this is too easy. easy. Going out the hole.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're gonna be caught no time flat, man. And then what's your back to? You got to think about the getaway and work your way back to the crime. And usually, by the time you work your way back to the crime from the getaway, it's like, this not worth it. Because if you get away and then you think about you know, what comes with it, if you don't get away, it ain't worth it, right? It's like a dog chasing his tail. Okay, now what? I'm
when he
like,
catch it.
yeah, when he catch it, I'm like, okay, man, you just did this. I'm like, where's your plan? And the average guy, all you gotta do is go around his mama house, around Big Mama house, you gonna catch him. Because he don't have a plan, ain't nowhere to go, he don't have no money.
Well, and the thing is, and
And you gonna get more time. So what's
the
the
one
time?
was trying to show everybody that he was innocent of the crime he was in jail for.
Hey,
but
man.
you escaped. So whatever time you wasn't gonna get,
back on it, man.
You're gonna get more time now.
Hey, man, it's just I gotta say, man, hey, you guys, man, you got something special. And then the other thing is, the good thing is about technology, because let's be clear, the internet is undefeated. It's undefeated. But the good thing about the technology, man, you can make money from home, you can make money on YouTube, you can flip bottles on YouTube and get paid. You can do a lot of things, man. You guys have a lot more options than we did. But the downside is, in our day, you go to a job interview, you got your shirt on, you got your father's tie that was too big, and you go in the room with a clipboard, and you're surrounded by guys who are more qualified than you, and overqualified for the job that you're not even qualified for. But at least you got to sit down, talk to a person, shake his hand, look him in the eye, and let them give you some positive feedback. Now you put everything online, the computer disqualifies you. You don't even know what's happening. You don't even know what your shortcomings are. So you don't even know what to work on. So Coach Jack, Coach Will, when you find these guys and get these guys the way you mentor them, that's great, man, because there's a lot of things that even you experience that these guys will never experience and won't even know it's affecting them adversely because they never experienced it. So, yeah.
I was gonna say some of the good stuff. There's pros and cons with it, but like being able to keep up with everybody that you come in contact with, like I have 105 guys, and then they all disperse in a year or whatever. All right, now I see what James is doing. I can see what Key's doing. I can see what Walt's doing. I can see what Big Jack's into. That's the good thing about it. And then being able to reach out to multiple people at one time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best thing that's happened with social media.
Yes. I mean,
the heavy hitters is the perfect example of that, right?
Heavy hitters are just right here. We're on the stage with five people sitting up here.
Five different states.
I mean, don't get us wrong. We using it. We got the new iPhones. We got all this. We using it all. But I just want to, sometimes you miss that in person, face to face. Like we call them sometimes them cyber bullies or those keyboard warriors that talk a lot of trash on the keyboard. Like I can say all this about Mr. Green. See what they don't know, Walt. They don't know. I've seen them play. I watched them play.
Okay.
I was at the game. I watched them play, so I know they got game. I can talk a little trash because that's just what you do. But I know they got games. So I respect them and I appreciate what they did on the field. And last year they won. They tied for the conference championship. Coach was coach of the year. I mean, they got a lot of stuff that they can pat their backs for and say, "Hey, I did a good job." But at the same time, just being stand-up men and young men, I'm applauding you right now. This is way more than anything that you ever done on the field. Is being stand up and being so. Excuse me. I want to thank y'all all for being on the show today. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
I'm invested in all of y'all careers now, so I'm gonna have to get y'all back on. So if I send an invite, I hope y'all accept and get back up here.
Yes, sir.
And so we can talk some more because it does help. Even the people that was in the chat today get an understanding of how it was and how it is now, and that helps a lot. So I appreciate it. For everyone that was in the chat today, I want to thank y'all for being and hanging out with us. Excuse me. Had a good day. It was a really good show. Hope we hit a lot of good points and seen some good conversation going on in the chat. So Mr. Green, that's your mom? Is that Charmaine?
Yeah, that's my number one supporter.
Number one supporter. So hello. Yeah. And so I just wanted to say thank you for hanging out with us today. I know my mom and them came back from Jamaica today. So, hey, and thank you. I see Patricia White out there. That's my aunt. So I just want to say it's a family friendly show, and I had a good time. So I'm about to lose my voice. So I apologize, gentlemen. But you're definitely what we call them now, your Iron Sharpening Iron Hall of Famers. So we'll get you back on the show to see. We'll be one of those. We saw you now, and we'll see you later. Since Mr. Green's going to retire in 35, we keep checking him out. You
My
know,
man, that's right.
Mr. Smith going to be the next OC at Tennessee State or somewhere.
That's right.
Checking that out. So I'm invested now. And Junior already know I'm invested in him, so he's straight. So, but until next time, we thank everybody for being here on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. Gentlemen, if y'all can hang tight, we in this show, and I'll be talking to y'all later. Stay blessed, stay peace. I think the next show is Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, next show Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And as usual, I'm going to drop this one more time, the tribute to Greg Green, and then we'll end this show. So until next time, thank you all for being on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. Gentlemen, hold tight, and we'll catch you in a second.
All right.
If I were